Hi. So let's talk about the Wipro technical interview questions, and this is Venkat from kashuinfotech.com and wikidigi.com. Let's move on how the technical interviews are handled in Wipro. Let's move on. And before that, this is our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. So our YouTube channel is Wikidigi Core. Subscribe to it and click this bell symbol to get a lot of regular updates and updations about the interviews and projects from us. Let's move on. So this is the pattern Wipro will be having. This is the pattern for the freshers and for job seekers in the college level. And afterwards, so the basic level is you'll be having a round one where you'll be having aptitude test and there is no negative marking. There are 6 areas they are going to cover it: verbal, logical, quantitative, advanced quantitative, coding, and paragraph. Everything is covered in the written test. Once if you clear it, you'll be moved on to the technical round and followed by the HR round. And in case of an experienced candidate, directly will be moved to the technical round followed by the HR round. It can be like a 2 or 3 technical round they may have for the experienced candidate. Let's move on to the question. So before starting the question, you should understand the basics of how the websites are working. Here is the browser. Venkat, I'm the person, I'm sitting here, I'm sending a request, wikidigi.com. So automatically the request is go to the web server and it will go to the application server and it will go to the database server and the response will be coming here. You got the HTTP response. This is how the process is followed in a web server, in a website. Okay, so it's nothing but I'm trying to use this web server. I'm giving the website as a gmail.com. So this is your Gmail server where everything is sitting and your Gmail database. And this web server will be taking care of redirecting to that particular server. So this is a process it will follow. Okay, this web server can be an Apache server. It can be an Apache server, or it can be a Tomcat server, or it can be a Microsoft IIS server. Okay, this is the web server where the website is hosted. Okay, let's move on how the functionality is. Before that, you should understand what is the validations written here. See, considering I got my Gmail. In this Gmail, I gave the username and I didn't give the password. In that case, what happened is automatically the validation will be happening here. They call it as application validation or they call it as server side validations. Okay, in case if there is any validation which I need to do it here itself, I don't want my request should go to the server. It should stop here itself in the browsing center, in the browser itself. So I can write the code over here. They call it as a JavaScript validation. So they call it as, in turn, it's called a client-side validations. Let's move on to the question. What is the question it's asked? So the question is, why you use JavaScript? Can it use for both client-side and server-side validation process? This is the question. So obviously in my previous thing I've told JavaScript is used for client-side validations and it's executing in the browser side. Okay, you may ask me, is it possible to execute in the server side? Yes, we can write the JavaScript and server-side code also and it can be incorporated in the browser. Okay, but the validation will be happening in the client side only. The code can be right either in client side and also in server side we can write the same JavaScript code. But JavaScript by nature, it's a client side validation code. So that's the question, that's the answer. And apart from this, why you use JavaScript validation? See, you are able to see it here, first name, last name, this guy didn't type it. In that case, if we click the submit button, instead of the empty data going to the server, stop it here. That's why your JavaScript comes in the picture. The code which is written in the browser is referred to as JavaScript coding. So this is the one. Let's move on to the next question. So the reason why they use JavaScript is to reduce the network traffic. Unwanted requests should not go to the server. Simple concept. Let's move on to the next question. That's a Win32. What is Win32? Win32 is nothing but it's an API, application program interface. So I created an application which is nothing but a notepad application. A notepad application I have created, and once if I start running it, automatically it will invoke Windows Notepad. Okay, instead of creating a notepad, I can invoke the Windows Notepad. The program or application which is created to integrate with your Windows operating system is referred to as Win32. So Windows 32 is a Win API used for a lot of operations. I want to take care of administration and management. So installing the things, see, considering I got software, I'm giving the software to you. I'm asking you to install it. You'll have next submit button. Your software is getting installed. For that you need an UI, right, which is created with this Win32. And the next one is diagnostics. So I want to monitor the problems. I am creating a small application which will monitor what are the problems available in my project, so that I can create a Win32 diagnostic applications, graphics and multimedia. So I want to create a game using the hardware. Okay, so I got my graphics card or something like that. Why are the I need to access the graphics card with the operating system. I need to create a game. In that case, Win32 graphics and multimedia is coming up into the picture. And networking, I want to create a networking project to share your data from one computer to another computer. For that we need Win32 networking. And the next one is security. So to create a password, or I want to encrypt the folder, zipping the folder, WinZip, they'll be using this particular thing, Win32 security. System services is nothing but to monitor the process, what's happening. So which one is locking, what are the ports they use, everything I want to track it on. For that I want to create an application. The application name is Win32 system services. And finally, window user interface is nothing but a college management system, a staff management system. A kind of project can be created with a Win32 Windows user interface. So this is how you will be using this Win32. This is one of the question they asked in Wipro. So let's move on to the next question. The next question is related to the C programming. So before that, you should understand what is storage classes. Storage classes is nothing but, see, I got my motherboard. The motherboard will be having the processor. Along with the processor, we got some registers, which is to store the data. So how we are going to store the data between the loops? It's given by the storage classes. Okay, let's move on to further into the storage classes. Before that, I'll teach you like what is this auto and what is static. Okay, this one if I teach you, you are able to understand what is the what are the things available. So what are the storage classes in C? The answer is auto, register, extend, and static. So this is the 4 things which we are going to use it. So that's the answer. But I want to explain you like what's exactly the nature of this particular variables are. Okay, so first thing is like auto. Auto can be used. See, things like I got int. Yeah, so void main. The main function is the with int a. Int a equal to 10. Okay, I want a sum method which will give a is equal to a plus 10, and I want to print a. And now I want to call the method sum, and I want to print a. In that case, so I've given a kind of a syntax programming. It's not an exact programming, so kind of a mock program I've written. Okay, so int a is equal to 10. Now I will call some method. So the control will go here. The control will go here. Now a is equal to a plus 10. So the value of 10 it becomes, so considering I'm passing int a here, and a here, considering. So a is coming here. The value of a is 20 here. Okay, now if I print a, I'll be having 20 here. After finishing, it will go here. Now this print a, what it will print? Usually we'll tell, sir, a is 20, sir, so obviously will be 20, right? No, it's not the case. The reason is like in this loop, the value is 10. So the value will be printed is 10. It's not 20. Okay, the nature of the value inside a particular loop is called as auto. By default, this is called a local variable. Okay, so in this scope, the a value is 10. In this scope, the a value is 20. Okay, so this is called auto. By default, int a becomes auto. And considering, sir, no sir, I want 20 here. 10 became 20, I want 20 here. In that case, you need to make this variable as static int a. If I declare static here, the value become 20 here. Okay, 10, 20. Once again, if you come here, the value will be 20 here. So this is referred to as static variables. And apart from this, we got another variable called register. Register is used for fastest operations. Fastest operation. So the variable, the declaration is like register int a is equal to 10. That's it. Obviously, this will be stored in the registers. Registers are special storage devices available in the motherboard itself, and it will make the system real faster. If I want to do a process very fast, in that case, I'll go and store the data in the register. And this is another thing which I want to help you. This is extend. Extend is nothing but I got a C program. In the C program, I got a variable a. I want to use this variable in another C program. This one is called sum.c, and this one is called add.c. I want this variable a is equal to 10. I want this 10 is the value. I want to use it in this particular C program. I got two C programs. I want to use it, a single variable in two programs. I'll be using the variable extern. The declaration is like extern int a is equal to 10. This is how I'll be declaring. Okay, these are the differences. You just note it down. But the answer is real simple for this question. What are storage classes in C? So the answer is auto, register, extend, and static. That's the answer. Let's move on. What are the disadvantages and advantages of recursive calling? What is recursive calling? It's nothing but calling the function once again. That's called as recursive. So you're able to see this is the main function. I'm having a recursive. Automatically it will come here. It will call the method recurse. This recurse will have recurse once again. This will call. So it will call once again. This is called recursive calling. Okay, the question asked is like why you want this recursive calling and what is the advantage and disadvantages. And if you talk about advantages and disadvantages, so before that I'll give you a typical example. I want to find factorial of 5. In that case, I can have a factorial of 5 is nothing but 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. In that case, I can have a symbolic representation of fact of, I'm calling the function 4 into 5. Fact of 3 into 4 into 5. Fact of 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. Fact of 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. Are you able to see the same operation is repeated here? The same operation is repeated here. So in that case, if there is a similar kind of operations, we don't want to complicate it. Okay, call the same function and do the process, accumulate the value and get the result. That's why this is the main advantages of recursion. Okay, so if we talk about the advantages of recursion, recursion is used to divide the problem into the same problem of subtypes and hence replaces complex nesting code. If there is a complex nesting code, it is replaced by this recursion option. Okay, if we talk about the advantages, it will take lots and lots of memory space, stack space. It will occupy a lot of memory. So this will become a burden for the memory. But on the other end, it got a lot of advantage also. This is the advantage and disadvantages of your recursive calling. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is like, so this is the problem I want to show you. So you're able to see it here, 4 into fact 3. So 4 into fact 3, over here 4 into fact 3, 3 into fact 2, 2 into fact 1, and fact 1 is equal to 1. Okay, this is how the process is. That's the example of a recursion. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question is like SQL, so very simple. What is the differences? SQL is the abbreviation is a structured query language. See, I want to construct a house. In that case, I want to create a house. I want to alter a house. I want to drop the house. Okay, they call it as a data definition language. Okay, on the other end, considering I want to create a rooms in that house, what I can do, this is my house. I want to insert a room. I want to update this room. I want to delete this room. you are able to have a DML operation. So they call it as data manipulation language. This is called SQL. Okay, so the question here is like, what is the difference between SQL, DDL and DML? SQL is nothing but the father of all the languages, and DDL is for defining the data, defining how the data should be stored, and DML is nothing but what is the data, how I'm going to put the data into the system. Okay, that's the differences. Let's move on to the next question. This is the definition, just look into it. Okay, this is going to be the real tough question. Templates. Okay, template is nothing but I've written a common code and passed the variable type as a parameter. Automatically based on the given parameter, the values are working. Okay, you are able to see my template here. You are able to see it here. I created a template here. My max. My max is a template. For that, T is the data type. It's up to you to decide what is the data type you're going to give. You're able to see this is the type name and this is the template. My max is the template. My max is the template, and the T is the type name. T is the type name. Okay, and I'm trying to return the values here. Okay, let's segregate it the program still further. You're able to see I got a method my max with x and y as inputs, and it's returning if x is greater than y. X is greater than y, print x. If it is true, print x, or no, then print y. Okay, that's the value it's going to return. In that case, what is the data type I'm going to show it? You're able to see it here. My max, I'm trying to send the integer. For this template, the data type is integer. Okay, obviously x is an integer, y is an integer. 3, 7. 3 greater than 7 is equal to, so if it is true, then x is the value. So 3 is the value. And if it is 7, y is the value. So 3 greater than 7, no. So 7 is the answer. For this output, we'll get the value as 7. Okay, that's the one it's going to get printed. Okay, on the other hand, here I'm sending the character G and E, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So considering the position, if we talk about the position, you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So G is coming in the front, and afterwards only E is coming. Okay, so over here you'll be having G, so it will take the ASCII value. G is greater than E. Yes, obviously the value is printed as G. Okay, so over here this is a template. My max is a template name and data type is character. Okay, so this is the code it's generated. So this is the one I want to show you. If the integer is passed, the templates become like this. If the integer is passed, you are able to see the template is, instead of T, the integer comes to the picture. Instead of T, you got the character as the variable. Okay, this is how it will be done. Let's move on to the actual question here. Okay, over here, what is a template? Template is nothing but a generic function to which you are able to pass the data type as the parameters. That's the one, and you are able to see it here. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Let's move on to the next question. So this is going to be the real toughest question. The question is like, what is standard template library? STL. STL is nothing but there are some predefined functions available which we are able to use it for doing some like regular operations. Considering I got 5 numbers, I want to find the max of these 5 numbers. Instead of don't write the code, use the standard template library. 5 numbers are there, I want to find the minimum value, use the standard library. They will be having the library for sorting, yes, sorting, for reversing the data, finding the max element, finding the minimum element, counting the data, binary searching, lower bound, upper bound value, everything. These are all some of the template libraries which we are going to use it. So they call it as standard template library. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, we are going to talk about the access specifiers. If we talk about the access specifiers, you should understand one thing. Okay, so it looks like the color is different here. You got private here, I guess. Private, sorry. This one is private here. This one is private here. This one is private here. And this one is private here. It's empty, I guess. It's empty, right? It's empty, right? Over there, the black one is empty, right? The black one is empty. Okay. See, considering it's public, sorry. This one is public. Public. This one is public. This one is public. This one is public. This one is public. Okay, sorry. Like it's not clear in this picture, but this is the one. So over here, considering a class is there, and in that class you got a public variable and a protected variable and a private variable. In that case, if it is inherited as public, so considering class A is there, I got my class B, which is publicly inherited with A. So the child of this class, so publicly inherited is class B. In that case, automatically whatever public here, this will be public here. Whatever protected here, it will be protected here. Whatever private here, it will be private here. Okay, on the other end. Okay, if over here, if it is protected, the public will become protected here. The public will be protected here. Okay, and the protected will be protected here, and private will be, it's not accessible. The private is not accessible. Okay, the private is not accessible if it is taken here. And if it is private here, considering over here the child class is inherited as a private here. In that case, the public become private, the protected become private, and private cannot be accessed. Okay, well, this is how the access specifiers are working between the classes and the subclasses. Okay, yeah. See, now we are going to talk about what is the question asked in this particular area. That's what is the difference between public, private, and protected inheritance. So public is nothing but the class members can access from the outside the class. So you're able to see I got class A. Okay, I got private or public. So public, in that public method, int A. Okay, this member can be accessed by other class. I got class B and public A. This is, so A is the father and B is the child. In that case, it is inherited. Private int B cannot be accessed. Protected int C can be accessed inside the same package. Yes, it's done, because it is, if it is there in the same package, Venkat.cpp, the program is, if it is the same package, it will work. Considering I got abc.cpp, this particular method C variable, it can't be accessed. Okay, that's how your difference is. Let's move on to the next question. So this is related to the inner OOPS concept, object oriented programming concept. What do you mean by virtual? Okay, virtual functions, virtual inheritance. Virtual inheritance is nothing but considering I got animal. This animal differentiated into a horse and bird, and combining we got something which is related to this guy or either a father or a mother. It can't be a combination of both the persons. They call it as virtual inheritance. Let's move on. So resembling only one parent is referred to as, which is called as your, so ensures only one copy of your base class member variable or inherited by the grandchild derived classes. Either the grandchild will be resembles a father or a mother, not both. So that's called virtual inheritance. Let's move on to the next question. So this is very important question. Operator new and the new operator. Operator new. So this is called operator new. Considering plus is the operator, new. This is called a function. Okay, I got pin as the class. For that, I'm creating an object Venkat pin is equal to new pin. Okay, this is called a new operator. This is called operator new, and this is called new operator. This is called a function. This is an operator. What is the difference? New is an operator. Okay, and operator new is a function. New calls operator new. So new operator calls operator new. So this guy can call this guy. So new plus of new. This guy can call this guy. Okay, like the way the plus operator calls operator plus of. Okay, so considering I got this plus of, I can go new plus of. So the new operator can call the operator new. Okay, so that's the one. So this is the second difference. The other one is like operator new can be overloaded. So the operator new can be overloaded. The plus can be used for concatenation. A plus B is AB, and this can be used with a 1 plus 2 becomes 3. So this can be operator overloaded. This is not, it cannot be operator overloaded, operator new. Okay, the next one. So memory allocation. So memory allocation in the sense, so new operations, so operator new is just like malloc. Operator new is just like memory allocation. And this one will be allocating in the heap because I'm going to create a new object. Okay, so new operator will have a memory allocation heap, and this is kind of a memory allocation malloc. Okay, that's the differences between the operator new and new operator. Let's move on to the next question, the TryCatch exception. What is it? See, considering I got a function like a is equal to 10 divided by 0. In that case, it will throw an error, divide by 0 exception. Divide by 0 exception. If I put a try here automatically and I'm able to catch it, and I can put it in an exception, catch exception here. Okay, this is called a try-catch exceptions. So try detects and throws an exception, and catch will catch and handles that exception. They call it as a try and catch blocks. Okay, let's move on to the actual question. What is the question? The question is, what happens if an exception is occurring throws from an object constructor and an object destructor? So constructor is throwing an exception, what it will do, and destructor is throwing an exception, what it will do. If exception is thrown in the constructor, the destructor will not be called. If there is a constructor, there is an error, destructor, it won't be called. So object will be created, okay, and it is not destroyed. This is a major drawback. If exception is thrown in the destructor of a static object, exception will be catched in the main. So the entire program will be hanging. Okay, it will go to throw it as in the main function itself. Considering I got a main function. Okay, main function. So I got a main class. I got a class. Okay, so I got a class as A. A is the function I've used, and there is a destructor A. Okay, I got the main function. Okay, if there is an exception occurred, if there is an exception, there is an error occurred, automatically this memory allocation is not happening. This destructor is not happening. Okay, obviously it will throw an error as a total error. So object is created and it is not destroyed. And over here, if there is a problem occurred here, automatically the exception will be thrown here, indicating the object is not deallocated and the program will be hanging. Obviously it's a kind of an error, but the program will be hanging, indicating I couldn't deallocate the memory. Okay, this is how it happens with the exceptions. Let's move on to the next question. And this is the final question. I'm going to talk about the pointers. Pointer is nothing but address of the variable. Considering I got a variable of 50, this is stored in 1001. Okay, 1001 is stored in the, say I got Venkat. This is Venkat. Venkat is staying in Kashiv Infotech. Okay, Kashiv Infotech. So Venkat's address is Kashiv Infotech. They call it as pointers. Venkat's reference is, so Kashiv Infotech's reference is Venkat. He referred this guy. Okay, this is the one I've shown here. Okay, let's move on. Okay, over here. So pointer is nothing but address of a variable. Okay, address of the variable. 50 is the variable and this is stored in 1020. Okay, address of the value is called pointer. Okay, if you dereference this pointer, so this is called referencing. The variable is referenced by this address. Okay, so considering star, so this is called a variable and this is called p, ampersand of P will give A. So ampersand of P is like what is there in this 1020? 1020 we got the value of 50. This is called a referencing. The reference of A is located in this particular address. Okay, so the difference between the pointer and the reference is like a pointer is address of the value, reference is referring where the data is available. Okay, that's the differences. You can see the exact definitions of references and pointers here. Okay, so this is an example I'm trying to show you. You are able to see it here. I got the address C's value, so I'm having star PC as a pointer. C is the variable with the value 5. Okay, the address of the variable ampersand of C, I'm trying to print it. You are able to see the address of the value is this one, and the value of C is 5. Okay, the value of C is 5. Now I'm trying to take the pointer, address of the pointer. Okay, so I'm getting this one, PC as this one. Okay, so you can have PC over here. So I've done it as PC is equal to ampersand of C, indicating this C's address is placed in PC. So if I want PC, I can take PC or ampersand of C, both are same. So ampersand of C is address here, ampersand of C is address here, and PC is address here. Okay, and this is called content of the address pointer star PC. If I put star PC here, so C is 5, ampersand of C is 35. This is the address considering. I put PC is equal to ampersand of C. So what is PC? PC is equal to 35. If I put star PC, I will get 5 here. I'll get 5 here. So you got star PC, you got the value 5 here. Okay, this is how. This is called pointers and dereferencing the pointers using the operator. So reference operator is ampersand and dereference operator is star. Okay, so reference operator is ampersand and the dereference operator is star. Let's move on. This is the final slide of this particular video. Okay, so this is the actual differences I've listed down for the Wipro interview question. Pointer is nothing but address of the pointer. We can take the address of the value, not pointer, value. Okay, we can create the array of pointers. We can use pointer to pointer references. We can't take the address of a reference like you can with pointers. We cannot create the array of references. We cannot use references to references. So this is the final differences. You should note it down. And we got a lot of questions with us, and thanks for watching this particular video. Our intention is to make the people to get job, and you can go to the just previous slide. So you can go there to our email ID kashiv.info@gmail.com. Over there you are able to send, you can send all the kind of interview questions so that we can help you with some of the company questions which you are looking into it. And apart from this, let's move on our company. So you can go to our website wikidigi.com, where you will see a lot of technology tutorials and interview tips. And Kashiv Infotech company, we are providing internships for the students and also job oriented programs and courses for the students. And apart from this, we got our YouTube channels. You can go and subscribe in our YouTube channel. Over here, Wikidigi Code, which is the one you are looking into now. And there is a YouTube channel, Wikidigi Interview Tips, where you are able to see lots and lots of interview informations, and you can collect it and you can clear the interview easily. Okay. Apart from that, our intention is to help the people to get job. So you can contact us anytime so that we can help you, and you can post your comments in this video so that we can improvise ourselves in any kind of perspective. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.